Hi guys, welcome to Bridge Briefing with Nizar Kinsella. I'm just talking to you from New York. Yes, the Big Apple. What an exciting place. And hey, it's an exciting moment from Chelsea as well. They've qualified for the final of the Club World Cup. Right, I know like a lot of people are not getting that up for this tournament, but like I think for Chelsea fans, maybe not for fans of other club, I get that. But I think for Chelsea fans, this is pretty exciting and pretty significant. Just witnessed Chelsea beat the latest Brazilian team they faced, Fluminense. It was pretty comprehensive, to be honest. The only moment, and I've seen a few of you have disagreed with my Twitter assessment of it, the penalty, we'll get to that in a minute, but a few of you disagreed with that. But Chelsea just brilliant, I thought, like really in control. Anything other than a Chelsea win would have been unlucky, harsh, unfair maybe. But I thought, like, yeah, brilliant, deserved it, really controlling, dominant performance. And it's been quite common in this Club World Cup since the defeat to Flamengo, where Maresca was experimenting. Chelsea have been playing good football, in control, the kind of football that Maresca wants to play. He wants to dominate. He doesn't want it to be kick and rush. He doesn't want counter-attacking football. He wants this positional play, this fluidity, this dominance, this lack of giving stuff away, by the way, as well. And I think it's exciting people. I think it's exciting people at Chelsea. Certainly a man who's exciting people, and this is probably my first point, is Joao Pedro. What a goal he scored for the first one. It was after a Pedro Neto cross, who's been outstanding at this tournament. A player we spoke to after the match. It was cleared by Thiago Silva, not fully, and it fell at the feet of Joao Pedro, and he took a touch, curled it, but curled it with venom. And past the 44-year-old goalkeeper Fabio, but I don't think a 24-year-old goalkeeper would have saved that one. Really good goal. And then, yes, there was the penalty shout. I thought it was a penalty, sorry. But a lot of my journalist colleagues didn't. And yeah, I can see it. I can see it both ways, but I'd edge towards it being a penalty. Anyway, I think Chelsea would have won, would have rallied. I mean, they were pegged back in the last round from Estevan Williams' goal. I think they would have done the same again today. Anyway, Joao Pedro scores again in the second half. I think 56th minute. Sort of, Chelsea winning the ball in a good position, putting him in a good position. And this is quite interesting, actually, because he was out on the left wing. And then you used that it was a classic winger manoeuvre, not a striker manoeuvre. Used that left wing spot, bought half a yard, shot it in off the bar. Great goal, 2-0. And then Chelsea were, more likely to extend than concede. There was a couple of chances from Fluminense. They're not a bad team, but Chelsea were better, were more likely to score to extend. Very good performance. Like I say, I thought Pedro Neto was very good. I thought the two centre-backs, Tosin and Chalobah, played well together. It was nice to see. I think everyone played well. Can't fault anyone. The only problem with the match was Moises Caicedo came off injured. Now, from the way Maresca was speaking, he's hopeful he'll be fit for the final. He is a tough cookie. He went down injured, for those who remember, against Fluminense, but he got back up and against Palmeiras in the last round, and he got back up. It was Benfica where he got injured, and he got back up, just carried on, and did a great job there. So, he is a tough guy, and if anyone can survive it, it's him. It looked quite bad on the replay. Not bad as in he's really badly injured. It just looked bad enough that he might miss the final. So there is a question mark there. I think Asugo basically ruled out of the final as well after the game. He's the natural like-for-like replacement. So you're going down to Andre Santos might start the final if he's out, and he's been very good when Caicedo was injured. So, yeah, I've just also been at the PSG Real Madrid press conference. We'll see who gets through there from that game. At the time of recording this video, by the way, because you might watch this and you'll know and you'll say, Nizar Kinsella, he doesn't know what he's on about. This is recorded before that match, okay? I want you to have it soon. So a lot of the talk around the match was Chelsea have made a lot of money now in this competition. They got 22 million for winning that match and getting to the final. So they can kind of count their... Chelsea have already been successful. Look, they've come into this tournament, right? It probably is a bit of a pain. That was their 63rd match. They'll play a 64th match in the final on Sunday. It's a bit of a pain to play this summer tournament that's never been here before, to suddenly crowbar it into your season, a long season. Chelsea have been going for 50 weeks at the minute. It was the anniversary of Maresca's unveiling today. He pointed out that his players haven't been on holiday for 13 months, whereas Fluminense's players were on holiday 6 months ago, so they're fresher, he says. Chelsea are dealing with all these challenges, the heat, all this stuff, so it's a really tough tournament. I'm not saying that Chelsea weren't expected to win all of their matches, which they were, but it's still a great achievement because actually there's a lot of equalising factors that, it's easier for Fluminense, it's easier for Flamengo, it's easier for Palmeiras. So there's a lot of equalising factors there that really help really sort of help the opposition and damage European opposition. And now, come on, we've seen that 3 of the 4 semi-finalists are European still, but it's the teams that get here, it's an achievement. And a lot of people say Chelsea spent a lot. Yes, they have, but it's still some kind of sporting achievement, especially for a young group, especially for a manager in his first season. So I think that we need to be happy, we need to be positive. But one of the things that was funny, Maresca was asked, do you care that Chelsea made 80 million from the tournament? And will you get to reinvest the transfer funds? I'm sure a lot of you will be saying the same. And he said, look, I don't look at the money, that's not my job, classic manager vibes. But I can tell you Chelsea are very happy with having that money in the bank, especially after spending so much. Of course, we all know they have. It's just nice to have a bit of return on investment, a bit of something to say, look, everyone's been slagging us off, but we've just won the Conference League. We're in the final of this other world competition, by the way, with big teams in it. We're not doing that badly, we are getting return on investment. And hey, when we win, we earn 80 million. So, that's what you're paying for. That's what you're paying for. And Chelsea have already paid off the transfers of Gittins and Delap with the money they've earned. They can earn another 7.5 million. So they've got 80 million in the bank now. If they win, they only get 7.5 million more, but it kind of means that the finalists are guaranteed a lot of money, for going all the way. So it is a huge jump, and I can quantify this for you. Just how much have Chelsea earned, from being successful. When they went in the tournament, they only had a prize pot of 30 million, right? They've added 50 million to that by playing just, an extra 4 matches. They've added 50 million to it. In any competition that Chelsea could be in, they can't earn more money per match than they can at this Club World Cup. So yes, the Champions League actually in total, you would earn more money, but there's a lot more matches in the Champions League than there is at the Club World Cup. So that's why this is so valuable. Per match, that one win was 22 million is huge amount of money for one win. It's absolutely huge. It's bigger than Premier League, bigger than Champions League. So yes, it matters. Even Chelsea, even Real Madrid, even PSG, 80 million is not nothing. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. This is significant for the accountants, the money men, all that kind of stuff. Great stuff, I think. So yeah, Chelsea are happy and they should be happy. That's kind of the money side of things, and I think that is a big part of it. Chelsea have already won in a way. I think it's kind of of course they would be devastated to lose a final, even if it's against PSG or Real Madrid, and Chelsea are winners, they should be winning. This is the pathway to winning. But as long as they don't get heavily beaten, I think they can look at this competition as an absolutely resounding success. And they've handled it so well. There's a lot to admire because it's been, like I say, hot, difficult conditions. They've barely trained at times. The players have been out here for so long. The way Maresca has managed it, so much to admire. And even the football has progressed because, Chelsea got over the line in the Premier League to qualify for the Champions League and won the Conference League at the end of the season. But sometimes the football in the last few weeks, although they were winning, wasn't very good, and the football has taken a step forward. Lastly, I want to talk about the elephant in the room. It's not been spoken about on the channel. We've done incomings to death, and we will do more incomings, I'm sure. But let's talk about outgoings. Chelsea need to sell. And why do they need to sell? So, right, on Sunday, there was a big announcement. Chelsea had been fined by UEFA a significant amount of money. It was a very large fine, one of the biggest fines that I can remember. So yeah, it was substantial, and just wanted to sort of talk about what it means, because yes, part of it is up front. So they've been fined 31 million up front, and then there could be a further 51 million of penalties should they not live up to UEFA's rules in the next 4 years. So I'm just checking the figures out now so I'm accurate. On side of that, so that's a lot of money, right? Of course, a lot of it's covered by the Club World Cup money, by the way, but that's a lot of money. But I guess there's another rule that you probably care about a bit more, is the registration of players for the new Champions League season. There's a limit now on that. So Chelsea have to sell more players than they buy. It's basically like they need to be a positive transfer balance from this transfer window. Now, can they do that? Yes, they can. Is it that they've already spent 170 million? Do they have to sell 170 million worth of players? No. I think it's just the amortized fee. So, say, they can spread the cost, say, of Joao Pedro over 5 years. He was 55 million. It basically means he's just over 10 million a season. So instead of him being a 55 million player on the accounts, he's actually a 10 million pound player. So that's what it means. Like, for the value of the players you register, you need to sell them. Barcelona have been in a similar situation in their domestic front. They've had to sort of balance things. Chelsea are a bit in that position now. And it goes to complicate things even further. It only counts A-list players. So this means the players that Chelsea registered in their Conference League campaign need to be deducted. So from the last Conference League squad in February, they have to sell some of those players to register. Gittins, Delap, Asugo, Pedro, and any other players they bought. So there you go. There's the balance that needs to be struck. So you're looking at it. That doesn't include Joao Felix, Raheem Sterling. A lot of players we know they want to sell. It doesn't include Kepa, who's already been sold to Arsenal. So that's a problem a little bit. So Chelsea need to deal with that, and I'll write more about that and do more on that in the coming weeks. But that's what is going on, basically, in basic terms. So you're looking at it, the players who have been linked away, reliably. Nkunku, of course, has had a lot of interest from Bayern Munich, a bit of talk around Man United. They're definitely interested in him, but I'm not sure if that will happen. Noni Madueke, Arsenal, we know about that. Arsenal have agreed personal terms with Madueke. Chelsea are looking for 50 million. That will allow them to have a 20 million pound profit if they do that. And then they can offset probably both Pedro and Gittins, near enough there or thereabouts. And then they probably need one more sale, I'd say, to get them over the line. And, you're looking at, it could be Nkunku, could be Trevor Chalobah, who has Napoli interest. Those two would be the main ones, really. You'd be looking at maybe, Jackson could come up as well. Very interesting times around him. Making a substitute appearance today, not starting, even though Delap suspended. So, it's very, very interesting to see who goes out of those probably four. And if two of them go, probably is, about right, maybe. Maybe all of them could go. But if all of them go, I'm sure Chelsea will buy even more players as well. So there's this constant balancing act they need to do now to be compliant. And don't forget, I mentioned earlier in this talk that Chelsea can ignore it if they want, but UEFA will fine them again. Another 20 million euros, another 20 million euros, another 20 million euros. So ignore it at your peril. Pay the fines or do what they say, basically. And that's the choice that Chelsea have. So kind of interesting times at Chelsea as always. They're fine in the Premier League, but UEFA are a bit tougher. And that's the situation. Chelsea, are comfortable with the situation. They say they respect the rules of UEFA, have a good relationship with UEFA. That's fine. But that's the situation Chelsea are in. So let's see how they deal with it. I'll bring more on it when I get more, but that's the situation as I understand it as now. Enjoy the win, guys. And also comment and subscribe. I'd like to hear you react. Like, I will talk to you. If I'm going to reply to you on any platform, it's definitely this one, because I'm trying to grow it. I want nice YouTube comments. I'll probably get slagged off. My hair's a bit scruffy. It's a hot day here. I got caught in a rainstorm on the way back. Like, this is what covering the job is like, warts and all. So you're getting that. Anyway, hope you've had a good time following this. I really appreciate it, by the way, because the comments and the views are going up. So it shows you, like, people are finding it. People are listening and trying to watch it. So yeah, it's great. And if you keep encouraging me, I'll keep doing it. Like, I'm a busy guy, but I really enjoy actually going on video and doing this personal stuff as well. So yeah, all the best. I'll be at the final. I'm basically American now. Maybe I'll do my next video in American accent. All the best. Subscribe and like and all that kind of stuff. Comment and yeah, speak to you soon. Take care.